What does $400,000 get you in Colorado Springs? We're going to be answering that question today, along with breaking down the down payment and monthly payment using an FHA, conventional, and VA loan. In the last episode, we took a look at a single-family home in Thornton, Colorado, listed at $400,000, which we'll get to compare and see just exactly how much further your money can go living an hour south of Denver. This is a listing I found in Colorado Springs, which is just over an hour south of Ball Arena in downtown Denver, located in the Banning-Lewis Ranch community, which has a lot of new construction options and neighborhood amenities like the Ranch House, Vista Water Park, and 75 plus acres of parks, trails, and playgrounds. Listed at $400,000, just like the home in Thornton from episode 1, but with a big age difference. This home was built in 2021, while our last example was built in 1971, so we're looking at a home that's 50 years newer. Another big difference is the size. Although both homes have 3 beds and 2 baths, this newer home has 500 more square feet at 1,766 square feet. The two homes also differ in their lot sizes. Although there are no HOA fees listed, this home is located within a metro district, which carries an $86.45 monthly fee. A metro district is a form of local government that's used to pay for local public infrastructure like roads, parks, and water infrastructure for new communities.
We definitely have a lot of different programs out there. I have over 400 different programs, but I want to show the main ones that we usually talk about here. And that is encompassing a conventional loan, an FHA loan, and a VA loan. If you'll look, with 3% down, conventional, you're at $23.23. FHA with 3.5%, you're at $23.54, and VA you're at $24.77, and that's just P&I. If you think about that concept, conventionally you're going to have private mortgage insurance, FHA you're going to have their mortgage insurance premium, and VA you're just going to have no monthly mortgage insurance. So again, that differentiates some of these figures a little bit, that you can kind of decide for which program plan works best. If you see down here in the VA and you have veteran status, you see that the cash to close is so much less because they do 100% loan to value. Whereas with the 3.5%, you're looking at $21,000 and change. And with the 3%, you're looking at $20,000. So in looking a little deeper into this, you're looking at the principal and interest. You will have the mortgage insurance, and this is on the 30-year fixed conventional loan. So your total payment is $32.69 based on the purchase price of $400 with 3% down. And again, you have your cash to close as $20,000-ish. And again, that's an estimate. And that includes your normal closing costs that total roughly around $4,000, as well as your prepaid items, which include your first year's homeowner's insurance policy. And if we look at the FHA piece, you'll see that the payment here is $29.17 as opposed to $32.69. So you'll see that there's some definite changes in the FHA loan that makes the payment a little more attractive to you because it's under $3,000, and that's due to the upfront mortgage insurance. Again, we're looking at credit scoring on this model at 620 or higher. So conventionally, you get hit a little bit more with your lower credit score, whereas FHA, you don't. It kind of goes across the board there. You do have a little bit more cash to close, but again, you do have that lower payment. And again, just still looking at the same scenario of $400 purchase price with 3.5% down. And you see that you have the financed in mortgage insurance premium, which is part of the FHA scope. And you also have their monthly. And if you go down just a little bit further here, you have your closing costs, but that does include the financed in premium. So your closing costs do end up being between $3,000 and $4,000, just similar to conventional. And then you also have your prepaid items. And the last one, just to reiterate, the VA loan. Again, the VA loan is going to be your cheapest payment, even though the principal and interest seems higher. And that's because you're looking at 100% loan to value. So when you're looking at this, overall, your payment is the lowest on a VA loan, and your cash to close is the lowest. It has the VA funding fee financed here. Your closing costs on a VA loan will be between $2,000 and $3,000, and then you have your same prepaid items. I like to focus just narrowing this down when initially talking to clients, Justin, as you know, is let's just try to hone in on what's most important. Is it the payment? Is it the cash to close? Because sometimes you can't have all of it. You can't have the lowest payment and the lowest cash to close.
Obviously, VA, if you can take advantage of it, it's probably one of the greatest benefits to serving that our government gives back to our veterans.
I love the VA loan. And again, it's something to investigate, even depending on how long you were serving in the military services. If you have a larger down payment, the conventional loan I probably would go more often with than an FHA loan. Just because FHA, no matter what type of down payment you have, you're going to have the upfront, you're going to have the monthly. So with conventional, if you have 20% or more, you're not going to have the monthly mortgage insurance. But what if you want to put less down? Let's just say you have 20% to put down, but you want to put less down because you want to do some projects to the house. Why don't we put less down, keep that money in your bank account and have you utilize that yourself? Because if we look at different features after closing, such as a second mortgage, you're going to have a little bit higher interest rates than you do on a first mortgage. So again, just kind of looking at the whole picture of maybe it does make sense to only put 10% down rather than 20% down. So you keep that 10% to work with on the house. And then once we start to build equity and we look at refinancing, then we're back to the 20% factor there, which is great. So one thing with conventional, the mortgage insurance doesn't stay on for the life of the loan. It can come off and drop off once you get to 78%. So there's different pieces to it depending on how long you keep the loan. Is it better to lock in that sales price now with a little bit higher interest rate and still start to build that equity? Or is it better to wait, but you might have a higher purchase price, but it might even equal itself out what's most important to them? Again, cash to close because we have a lower purchase price. We might have more concessions as opposed to maybe a little bit higher payment, but we know that we don't necessarily keep that payment. So let's check that one off the board and then keep kind of narrowing it down to getting to the right product, and then we can critique it from there.
Yeah, loans definitely aren't one size fits all, and they each have special features that are perfect for specific situations. So it just shows how important it is to surround yourself with a team that's not only going to take the time to understand what you're looking for in your next home, but how that next home fits into your bigger financial plan and goals. So we've shown you a couple different options here in Colorado at the $400,000 price range. Next week, we're going to be back in the Denver metro area, still at the $400,000 price range, but we're going to be trying to find the newest single-family home we can afford at that budget. And we'll also be showing how credit score can affect your loan pricing. So stay tuned, hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.